Hi everyone, can you all hear me and see me clearly so that we begin that live conversation with Rrahul Sudhir? Just give me a thumbs up and we're all set to go. Hi everyone. Hi, there's so many of you joining and saying hi to everyone. Hello. And as you all know, today's live conversation is with Rrahul Sudhir. Rrahul is shooting, but he has happily obliged to be there while on the during his lunchtime. Good afternoon, Anish. During his lunchtime to actually go ahead with this conversation. So I'm just waiting for Rrahul. I'll also send him a request. यार ये Instagram के नए update से I'm not able to come to terms with. Let me send Rrahul a request. Okay. Yes. Okay, I have sent him a request to join and we'd be good to go. One second. Poo_logi. Yes, I'm going to save this live, but you'd find it on my YouTube channel, which is called Griha Atul. So you'd find it there. I would be saving the best bits on Instagram, but that's for later when I post-produce it. But this entire uncut chat will be available on YouTube. So guys, you can go check that out. There are earlier chats also stored on YouTube. You can go check it out also. Meanwhile, this one after this live will be available on my YouTube. So you can look at it there. In the meanwhile, I'm also going to see Rrahul sir kahan hai? Hello ma'am, where are you from? Hello, hi. Suryanshi official, I can't comment. Okay, but you just commented. Sanidhi, thank you so much. Bhakti, thanks for joining Bhakti. Aisha, big fan of Rrahul Sudhir from Qatar. Yes, Rahul's going to be joining me here. I am also constantly checking my requests so that I don't miss Rrahul once he joins. I have also gotten your questions. You guys can just put in your questions in the question box so that I can read through it one by one. I'd suggest if you don't send in highs in the question box and just leave it for the question so that I don't have to skim through, all the highs to actually look for the question what you are posting for Rrahul. I am also constantly checking. So guys, I was on a break and I'm doing this after about 2 weeks that I have begun the sessions on Coffee Time with Griha. So I'm really glad that you guys are joining me for this. There are already over 600 people watching, all for Rrahul Sudhir, not me, I know. But I'm glad. Such a warm welcome back. I'm also constantly checking if Rrahul is there. Okay, I will also drop him a text. Okay, there are people from Qatar, Indonesia. Will be there in 2 minutes. Okay, I got a message from Rrahul. All right, he's going to be joining in 2 minutes. He's just texted. So guys, Raja, thank you so much. I got your flower. Meanwhile, I will just quickly skim through certain messages, read through some of you all, whatever you guys are saying. The people from Indonesia were joining. Sabarni, big fan of Rrahul, she says. Hello, Sabarni. There is someone from Somalia who's joining. Rrahul ne Heli ko kya gift diya? That you should ask Rrahul, na? Okay. Hi, Dolly Reddy. Hello. Hi, Miku. What's up? There are people from Italy who are joining. Riyansh lovers they want Rrahul to. Guys, you guys have also mentioned about the DMs. I'll ask him whether he goes through the DMs that you actually make. Beautiful DMs you guys make for Rrahul Sudhir, Heli Shah, all these people. So I'll ask him that. Anish, thank you so much. That's a lovely way of put the message. Okay. Hijab Shah wants to know why did he leave the show Raja Beta? Well, he was quite the Raja Beta on the show. Maybe that's why. Yes, okay. Is he her? Kani Wani wants to know, is he a national basketball player? I believe he is, isn't he? He did play for the state level. Okay, Hibak sends love from UK. Um Sabarni is from Kolkata. Okay, all right. Big fan of Rahul. There is Shivani who's joining from Canada, sending love to Rahul, and I believe me as well. There is Marwa, Salva Marwa from Bangladesh is joining. Rahul X Love wants to know whether he is Vihan. Ask him, is Vihan is Vansh? If Vihan is Vansh. Okay. Hadia Ansari wants to. Okay, I would definitely look at it, Hadia. Thank you so much for asking. There are people from Pakistan who are joining also. There is another one, Anjum from Bangladesh is joining. Hello everyone, I'm just reading through your messages. I'm sorry if I look a bit retarded, but I'll try to concentrate on these messages because this new Instagram update wants us to go on a shorter screen and then read through all the messages. I wonder what does this do. I like the earlier update better, not this one, because I could barely read just one message at a time. Rahul has just texted, guys, that he's going to be there in 2 minutes. I'm also constantly checking so that I don't miss his request. Okay, there he is. I think I kept Rahul waiting. Okay. So just about to begin. Hi.
Hi, Griha. How are you? Oh, God. Right.
As long as you did not fall, it was your phone.
Yeah, it was just.
Because the camera played a trick and it looked like, okay, fine.
Like I went.
Rrahul Sudhir is falling off the cliff again. The
Yeah.
fans don't want that at all. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. And first, I'll cheers you with my cup of coffee. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
afternoon hai, lunch time hai, but coffee.
By the way, you're looking very pretty. I love your
Oh,
makeup.
thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, there's no makeup. It's just the light
You know your
and a
camera.
lipstick. So Rahul, tell me, I mean, when I posted that story that Rrahul Sudhir is going to be joining me live, the kind of responses that I've got on my Instagram page has been heavenly, has been overwhelming. I mean, you handle that every day in, day out, despite your shooting schedule. There's so many people who are just looking to just say a hi. How does it feel?
How could it feel? Elating. It obviously feels elating. And, I mean, it's overwhelming at times. And you don't know. Like, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest. I come from very realistic, sort of set of expectations. If I'm doing a job, I'm doing a job. That's it. I didn't know what 5 months could, sort of make a difference in your life.
But so you have already primarily answered that question, but when did you first realize that, okay, fine, people know me, they love me, and that entire feeling of being famous, when did that hit you?
I think when I had COVID, and when I got COVID, the first day, we were sort of, we didn't know how to sort of get it out. But people sort of got to know. And I was like, no, why are these news houses calling me? Have you tested positive or all of that? And suddenly there was this flurry of things happening around me, and I was like, okay, this is getting a little out of hand. I don't know with this because there are people who are saying, we know that you have COVID and it's everywhere. And I'm yet to, actually give out a statement. So yeah, that was a little one little moment where I thought, okay, yeah.
I would not ask you whether you had two minds before this role was offered to you and you decided to play Vansh in Ishq Mein Marjawan, because you have started your career primarily not going off the beaten path. You've chosen a role which was completely different. Not many actors can boast of the fact that, I played this character in my very, very first web series, where you're playing a gay makeup artist. That's unusual. Not many people go that route. Did you ever feel that that entire thing of being typecasted, okay, मैं villain typecast हो जाऊंगा, या फिर I would be only getting these kind of roles, that doesn't come to your mind?
I I don't think honestly I am in that position as an individual to be fearing things that might happen in the future. I could care less about what's happening in the future. I would rather see what I can do today. I understand this whole vibe around being typecasted, and now you're going to get all the villainous roles, or now you're going to get all the gay makeup artists, or whatever. But when you're starting, and not a lot of things at hand, and you want to make money, you've left your job, and now the desperate attempt to set things right. Your parents calling you every day, "Aaj kuch hua kya? Did you crack something? Will you be the failure that you've always been throughout?" And it sort of sinks into you, and you're like, man, I just need to do something. I can't be just, sitting, waiting for it to happen to me. It won't. I have to start somewhere. I have to do. And as an actor, you go ahead, and I don't really believe in the hero sort of, quote unquote, the hero image, because I don't think I'm the right for that part. That's the only thing I can't play. I can't play a hero. You give me a character, I try and do my best.
When you started off, you said that this was a little surreal for me because obviously you don't come from like a film family. You don't come from a family where you've been born and brought up in the industry. So let's talk about Rrahul Sudhir, your little journey. How did this happen? When did you think engineering se acting? How did you think that you want to do this?
Actually, I was pretty confused as an individual. I'll not lie to you. I had no clue what I wanted to do in life, and I clearly knew that people around me are doing engineering, so I should also go for it. People around me started doing a job, I started working. People around me then started wanting to do MBA, so I also prepared for it. Somehow, luckily, while I was sitting on that counseling table, I decided this is not my cup of tea. I don't want to do this. And there came a time in my life I was just wondering. I'm working, I'm doing a job, I get my money, I'm doing well. One more promotion and I'm right there. My parents are thinking about marriage and all the beautiful grandkids they will have. And I'm like, what am I doing? This, it's not satisfying at all. Why would I want to be in a space? So, that's so bothering at the end of the day. And I was like, I have to do something, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I knew kuch to maybe something to do in entertainment, but what? Like I haven't practiced singing for the past 20 odd years, so I can't just go and become a singer. I don't know, so I can't just go and become a dancer. I don't know anything. What do I do then? And somehow I met someone like, bro, you're an actor. What's wrong with you? And this guy telling this to me, and I'm like, dude, what are you kidding? Why would you want to make fun of me? I get it, but why would you even call me? He tried to convince me for a while, and one fine day he really got fed up, and he told me कि अब तू देख मेरी बात मान, तू कितनी भी मेहनत कर ले किसी भी डायरेक्शन में, पर तू खाएगा सिर्फ अपनी स्किल की, and that is of a proper performer. So you have to go and perform. Try joining theater, and if you get some clue as to where you stand. So all of that. So that's basically the change of dimension. It took me another couple of years to convince myself, yeah, I can become an actor. And then another couple of years to convince my parents, yeah, I want to leave my job. What do you guys think about this?
That must be the tough one. That must be the really tough one.
Convincing my father was the toughest job.
Now, what I'm going to do is, before I go on with this, and I have a lot of other questions to ask, when there's so many comments also, I'll take the audience questions also. I have a little game because, winters hai, Bombay mein to utni sardi nahi hai. But 1 second, let me first check the connection. Guys, can you see us clearly? Because I am getting a little hazy video of Rrahul's. Is my connection a problem? Can you guys tell us so that we can fix it before we go on? They can see your dimples. That means my connection would be a problem.
They do.
Guys, are we okay? Is our connection okay so that I go ahead? Okay, they want you to say hi. There's people. Okay, it's good. All right, I got it. People from Sri Lanka, Somalia, Qatar, UK, a lot of people joining.
Cheers,
Okay.
guys. All do.
Okay, I just heard connection problem.
Rahul's
Blurred
video.
hair. Rahul,
What
what you
can
can
I?
do is you can just disconnect and then join back again so that it was clear earlier. It's not anymore.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So guys, we'll just get that connection fixed, and we'll just get Rahul back. Meanwhile, let me also check my Wi. Yeah, it's fine. So let me add Rahul back. Yeah. Sometimes it happens that, earlier it was clear, but then suddenly it got a little blurred. Yeah, this is fine.
Now is it
It's
better?
fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Abhi bhi, you can hear me and see me clearly, na, Rahul?
I okay.
Okay, it's still slightly blurred. That's why I was a little.
Jio का network है. Wow. Somebody just put that. Why you don't have to be so mean? Can afford
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
ask him not to marry. Are you getting married?
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm the right guy to get married.
Why do you say that? Come on, people are like waiting. I've got so many messages asking, please राहुल सर से पूछेगा उनको किस तरह की लड़की पसंद है. तो मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूँ.
मिल जाएगी तो बताऊंगा.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the segment's called Sip and Spill. Okay, I want you to take a sip. If you have done these instances that I'm narrating to you in your life, this has happened. You just take a sip. Instead of saying I have done it, you take a sip. Tell me the kahani behind it. Okay, it's
Okay.
like never have I ever.
Okay.
If you've done it, you take a sip. Thankfully,
Okay.
it's not daru, so you're not getting drunk. It's just coffee.
I,
Okay, ready?
yep.
Take a sip. Take a sip. If you ever felt that Gandhi ji stole your thunder because you never got to celebrate your birthday in school because it was a national holiday.
No, he didn't.
So you felt like the entire nation is celebrating your birthday.
Yeah, I always wanted to believe that. I'll tell you honestly. As a kid, I was very shy and I don't know, neglected, like ignored. I
Why is
wasn't.
that?
Yeah. So this was my whole claim to fame that I shared my birthday with Gandhi and Mr. Lal.
Nice. Nice. Always, you obviously have that kind of approach in life. Okay, the second one. Take a sip. If you have ever been hit on by a lady, primarily because of your voice, a person who's not even seen you, but she's hitting on you just because she's hearing you. Tell me an incident. कहानी तो बतानी पड़ेगी.
अरे उसमें कहानी वाले बताने वाला कुछ.
कुछ तो इंटरेस्टिंग हुआ ही होगा ना राहुल. Has to be.
I don't know. There's a friend and he's talking to some girl. Not exactly a girl, a little older. And I don't know. He's in my house and we're having a conversation and suddenly I'm like, "Kiska phone hai?" So that other lady wants to speak to this guy with the voice. Whose voice is that? And I speak to her for 5 minutes and she's like, "Oh my God, can we catch up? And can we?" I'm like, "Friend of mine, what's wrong with
Okay, nice. All right. Again on voice. Take a sip if you've used your voice because you've got to know that it's an asset to impress a girl.
All the time. All the time,
Good.
and all the time. I know where to hit it and how to hit it and what exactly to say and how to say it. I mean, that is how my real acting started with women. I mean,
Ah,
that's how I learned how to act. That's girl
nice.
an actor.
Okay, you mentioned singing. You mentioned singing कि 20 साल से तो गाना भी नहीं गाया है, but with the kind of voice you have, I believe you are a good singer. Like I'm taking my chances here. Use that to impress a girl ever?
No, I'm not a singer because if I start singing, it really sounds very incorrect. And I don't, or, I have no clue. Then I also, sort of give away the fact that this is not my real voice.
Acha. Okay, one of your fans said that you can sing Dilbar Mere really well. That's why I have plugged this question in specially.
Dilbar
Like
mere.
that person, yeah, that person knew the song also. So probably she or he heard you sing that somewhere.
Oh, okay. What am I supposed to do? Sing the song?
Try it. Let's see whether you sing well or not.
Why are you making fun of me? That's
Come on. I'm impressed by your voice. So
no. Okay. I'll only because you said that.
yeah.
Uh, this this is very makes me very shy. I don't know how to sing and all, but it's okay. Cool.
Come on, I'll
Okay.
join you. You start.
सोचो कि जब मेरे बारे में तन्हाइयों में गिर जाओगे और भी मेरी परछाइयों में होश खो जाएगा प्यार हो जाएगा दिल भर मेरे कब तक मुझे ऐसे ही तड़पाओगे मैं आग दिल में लगा दूंगा वो के पल में पिघल जाओ
Okay. Wow. That's my favorite song. Okay. That's one of my favorite songs. That's like, okay. ये तो जरूर होने वाला है. Thank you so much, Rahul. That was good. That was really nice. That was nice. And you're a sport.
I am.
Chalo, next one. The next one is, okay, another funny one. Take a sip. If you truly became a Raja Beta for your parents after you did the show, after your web series. You didn't. You didn't. Come on. Flaunt करने के लिए तो बन ही के होगे. You did. Oh my God. Now, these are the questions I need to ask, your sister maybe or your mother. How much of Raja Beta did you actually become?
I'll tell you honestly, a TV serial renders you sort of in a space, and not that I'm cribbing about it, but it renders you in a space where you really have a lot of time. And you get so hooked on. I mean, you're spending 12 odd hours of your life with a crew, and by the time you come back, you're very tired. And yeah, I mean, I remember there were days where I wouldn't talk to them for weeks because I was in Jaipur while I was
Yeah,
shooting that
yeah,
show,
yeah.
and I never would have that kind of time.
Correct,
So once
correct.
a week, I would otherwise just WhatsApp, hey, I'm fine. I hope you're okay. Yeah, we're also okay. Just that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But yeah, okay. Now we come to your basketball. Take a sip if you bunked school or your classes just to play basketball. You'll take the entire coffee, you'll sip it.
Finish the coffee with that question because I have to take the biggest sip.
How did you get hooked onto the sport? Basketball of all things.
I don't know. This is 2004, 2005, and my family just shifted to Meerut, and I I really felt out of place, to be honest, and I really didn't make any friends, and it was a new space, new school, and I was not in that. I was I don't know how to describe it. I was very shy, and I was just figured out that I'm 6 feet two, because that was I just had, grown a little taller. And yeah, so I made this one friend. His name was Vikrant. I don't know where he is. And he was the only friend from school, and he would come to my place every evening on his scooter with a basketball. And chalo, khelne chal rahe. Like, dude, like, what is wrong with this guy? And take me there every day, and slowly, I started, gaining some interest, and फिर एक tournament खेल लिया, and I realized there are a lot of women who show up watching these basketball players, and there's a lot of kids around. I'm like, this is the sport to play, man.
Yeah.
And the next tournament, and I'm prepared. बारिश हो रही है, school चल रहा है, I don't care. I'm just taking out.
Nice. So like, how far have you played? You played the state level? You played?
Yeah, so we we started with school basically. First, I played inter, and it was inter college, inter university, and then I played senior national.
Okay, all right,
That was
nice.
only one time I played senior national. तुक्के से.
Acha, take a sip if you've. Since you were talking about impressing girls and also basketball was like, so take a sip if you've written a love letter in school or college.
No, sorry.
You haven't.
No.
You're probably the only person who's saying that. How can you have not written a love letter?
I told you I don't impress with love letters and mushy things. I impress with who I am.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Take a sip if you've had a crazy, like really crazy fan encounter.
Oh.
When was that?
This was right after Twisted 2.
Okay.
Now I didn't realize how, if it is big or not big. This is a couple of days post the release, and you just gone through that entire ordeal of interviews and press conferences and everything. And it was just that one night where I slept in my home and there was no parties and nothing. And suddenly the entire high of doing a web show had just sort of mellowed down. And I was just and the next day I wake up a little late. I'm dressed in rags, like just looking like some roadside Romeo. And I go to the nearest McDonald's to buy some food. And I don't know where these women came from. I think they were celebrating a birthday or something. And the entire McDonald's, they're like, Aryan Mathur is in the house. And I realized I haven't brushed. This is not the right place to be in. I think it's time to go before they before they want to believe that what a jerk.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Take a sip if you've ever had a really funny or a really nasty audition experience.
Nasty, quite a few. Funny, I don't know if an audition can be funny. Yeah, I think one audition that was funny was I wasn't looking the part. Okay, so they have these set references. We want a clean-shaved guy, or we want a guy with a goatee, or some always something. We want the guy in a suit or formals. So for this particular audition, I know I got the gig. That is why I remember it.
Okay. Okay.
This ICICI TVC that I did, and for they asked the guys to come up with clean shave. Okay, I realized I was late for the audition. और मेरा जो razor है, that is not somehow working. So I gave up till this portion and this portion, and I forgot to shave. Stop working.
Okay.
और कुर्ती रख के चला गया audition. They were like, you're supposed to be clean shaved. I was like, I was late. I'm really this and that. Please देख लो, बहुत दूर से आया हूँ. Audition. पता नहीं क्या खा के audition दे दिया. तो उसने मेरा audition किया. Next time getting a call, hey, you've been finalized. What will you be? Okay. That buddy. Thanks. You got me the gig.
Thank God for the razor. Yeah, of course. So, since we're talking about the beard, and since you're obviously gone beardless with this stint like season 2 of Ishq Mein Marjawan. Tell me the kind of DMs that you've been receiving. You know, comments तो हम पढ़ ले रहे हैं, but कुछ तो ऐसे special DMs हो रहे होंगे where people are like, grow it back, or people are like, okay, we like it. What is it that what people are saying, especially your female fans?
I think most of them are sort of still expecting Vansh to come back.
Yeah, yeah.
And they don't want to believe I'm the same guy. And they're like, when will Vansh come back? ये सब तो ठीक है, Vihan वगैरह. When will Vansh? That's their influx. And yeah, some of them are like, yeah, we're liking it. Some of them are like, no, go back to the. So it's sort of mixed. But that's more like it.
Okay, I actually read something funny on the internet. Internet is a funny place, and if you actually Google famous people, you get to see very weird things. So I don't know whether, you know, you yourself have read that. There was a website which actually had your body measurements. You know, we're talking about physicality and everything here. They had your body measurements, and I would like to read that because I've noted it down. They say chest 40 inches. They say waist 34. So I don't know what is the measurement. And they say biceps 12 inches. What do you make of it?
And there. With a chest and a 34-inch waist and a 12-inch bicep. But yeah. Do you want me to confirm those stats or what? I have
No, not at all. I'm just trying to say that these are the details which are out there on internet, and this is how they actually are picturing you with, like, you know, 34 inches waist and 12 inches biceps.
I hope they're not visualizing all of this. It's the weird side. Okay.
They got your height right, 6'2". That's something that they got right. Thank God for that. So now's the time, you know, Rahul, that we take some of the questions, because I see that the number is increasing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to the question box, which has gone to over 100, 200 questions, and I'm going to skim through certain questions. Rahul sir ने हेली को क्या गिफ्ट दिया, कितनी बार पूछ चुके हैं लोग. Oh God, they want to know some personal details also. Let me see. Okay, there's Nandini who says Rahul sir's personality matches Amitabh Bachchan. Have you been compared to like really famous stars because of your voice or your height maybe? Does that happen often?
I don't want to talk about that, to be honest. I think it is criminal for some newbie, some new idiot out there trying to be an actor to be compared to some legend who's been out there for the past 40 odd years. I mean,
that's true.
It's unfair. It's unfair to him. He's the boss, man. He's the boss. We all look up to him. And of course, when you're sort of, you know, I don't know what is the right word. When you're influenced, when these were the actors you watched when you were growing up, there is a certain tinge of it. But I wouldn't want to say that I necessarily, you know, copy him. But yeah, I mean, sometimes some people have said that. And I don't know why they say that, because our styles are pretty different. But it's okay. I mean, I find it very, I find it very nice. At least the best से तो comparison कर देते हैं कभी-कभी.
Right. Okay, and coming on similarity, this is again a question that has been often asked between Rrahul and Vansh, because you know the character, the lines get really blurred when you play a part for so long, and you know we're talking about daily soap where people are really glued onto the character, so they want to really know the person behind, you know, Vansh, Rrahul, and whether there is any similarity. So I think Sakshi Rastogi wants to know that. So if there is any similarity between you and your character.
I can't believe people think that there is a similarity between me and Vansh. How many times have you seen me with a gun in my personal life? How many fans have I threatened to kill? And I mean, I understand what they want to know, but it's a fictional character which is too larger than life. I can't even. If you ask me to describe this character, I don't know what to say. But it's so huge and so magnanimous. I don't think there are some real life people like that.
Correct.
Like you can't even have sense for this guy.
Okay, so let's go to this. This is Logi. Out of all the characters you've played, which one's your favorite and why?
Ah,
That's you being asked to choose between your babies.
have that to me, but it's okay. It's a tough one. I don't want to say anything. I don't. I'm still playing
Or
once.
you could probably say what is it that you take back from let's say a Vansh or even a Vedant, or even the part you played in Twisted. People readily accepted these characters. So what is your take back from all these roles when you go back think about them?
I don't really have a take back. Like I don't think any uh, anything has left after a while. It sort of had an impact on my life personally. I really became angry. I became very angry, angry in the bones for a good 1 month post the show was over. And I don't know why I was angry. I don't know. That happened to me. After Vedant, I became so soft spoken, everybody started taking me for granted. I was like, ये क्या हो रहा है? You know, it happens to you. You sort of real
Yeah,
life, you know,
of course.
yeah. And you take the character's idealism with you. With Aryan, I took the anger and angry in the bones thing. With Vedant, I took the idealism. I don't know what I'll take with Vanch, but for now it's working out. But there's no favorite or there's no take back as such. It just leaves you
Right.
with some at the end.
Okay, this is by one of your fan pages. They want to know, and I've got some extra questions also. They want to know about the DMs that they send you. Do you get to see a lot of those? Do you like them? So this is what they want to know. So any message for your fan pages?
I try and read all of them. I unfortunately cannot reply to all of them because that'd be criminal because there are so many of them. So then what they do is they take a screenshot and then they put it, and then all the others come to me and they say, "Why didn't you come to us?" So it's I can't respond. So because I can't respond to everybody, I can't respond to the one that I see at that moment also, and that is why. But I read all of them. I know exactly what you mean. I know. I really appreciate the love you guys have for me and the VMs you make and the stories you build and the memes you make. It's really funny. It's really fascinating.
Okay, this one's by Hiba. She wants to know, is it easier to play Vansh as compared to, let's say, other characters? Do you think Vansh was easier or Vedant for that matter, if we have to make a comparison? Because, you're playing, black, then going on to grays, and there you're playing a good guy. So was Vansh easier or Vedant was easier?
None of them. Every character comes with his challenges. And as far, I don't want to sort of judge it by how successful they became because success also depends on the writing aspect of it or how it was written and how the guys are portrayed. I personally, I think that the good guy is a little difficult to play because he doesn't have a lot of things to bank on. All he has is sense of morality and his ethics and his integrity and his idealism, but that's about it. And I don't think it's very impressive. People don't want a lecture on all of these things that this is the right way. And, that's the way. How do you become impressive as an actor with just idealism on your side? I mean, we've seen a Captain America, similar character, but the premise is so different. With his idealism, the character is also a hero. He's been treated like that, been portrayed like that. But on Indian television, when you're trying to just sort of talk about idealism and ethics and morals and values, and this is the right way and that is the wrong way, I think that's a little tricky space to be in.
Correct, correct. Okay, let's take this one. This is the one final question that I'm taking. This by Kartika. Describe yourself in 3 words. It's slightly difficult, but if you were to describe yourself,
Oh my God, all these descriptions and all, people realize my work.
it's easier to ask these questions, but it takes so much of a person. How do you describe yourself in 3 words? So I'm actually putting you in a spot, but sadly so.
I Those are the 3 words.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Sorry, your voice broke.
I don't know. I think that's the best description I can give right now. I wish I did a little bit.
I wanted to save this for the last, and I wanted to ask you, how has your perception of life changed after COVID? Because, there are still people out there who are not really taking this very, very seriously. Now, because hum bored hain, hum 10 mahine se ghar mein hain, so everybody is out. They're not really, taking the necessary precautions. You're someone who's been through it. You've seen it, what it takes, and you're a healthy person. It has happened to you. What is, and the people who've lost their lives and everything is happening, what is it that has changed in you? I'm not asking you to give a lecture on this is what you're supposed to do, but how have you started, or have you started seeing things differently vis-a-vis people from then to now?
Well, I think the entire purpose of life, for at least me, is to go in a very a little more conscious direction at the end of the day. And all of that is happening around me, the job, the gig, the show, the money, the fame. It's always happening. It'll keep on happening. Today, tomorrow, something else would be happening. But the whole idea was to sort of be a little better at the end of the day. And um, if I don't sound very stupid right now, I always sort of valued the concept of being alive.
Right.
Even when I didn't have a place to sleep in Mumbai, there were days like that, and there have been people who've helped me a lot. I wouldn't deny that. I would be alive if it wasn't for that. So it's not just the COVID thing that happened. It's just my life altogether has been such that it has made me sort of value it more each and every day. Just to be able to be alive, it's almost like miraculous to me. Like I can't believe, when I look back at it, I can't believe I'm alive. So yes, and with COVID, it sort of became more generic. Like everybody sort of realized that that bit about it, and they realized that surviving and being alive and being able to breathe freely. I mean, come on. Sometimes we take ourselves for granted. What if you sleep in the night and never wake up? All this can go for a toss, man. You're just gone. Poof, 2 seconds. But yeah, I mean, so that's the whole thing. It's not when I have a bad day, I don't value life. I still value it. Thank God I'm having a bad day, but I'm still alive to have it. And on the good days, of course, you value it, and you're like, wow, what a great life. But the idea is to look at it with a little equanimity, and
Right.
to be okay with whatever is happening, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Right.
Yeah.
Rahul, and before I let you go, you speak of Kashmir very fondly from your childhood days. You remember it very fondly. I would want to know, do you know any Kashmiri? What is it that you love about a place that you've been born in?
I haven't stayed in Kashmir, to be honest. I was born there, and then this whole migration thing happened, and so that happened. But I think 2010 was the first time I went to Kashmir. I was born, and I just love the city, man. What a place! And I can't believe I come from there. And I mean, it's like this. So when I went there for the first time, it's like this homecoming,
Yeah.
but not really my home. My home is in Dehradun. It's like this sense of coming back. Oh, the people speak your language. Everybody around speaks your language, and you would sort of want to live in a city like this. Why not? It would have been so amazing if I stayed in a city like this, but I don't. It's a weird sense of sort of being there but not being there. So when we were in Dehradun, we were Kashmiris who were not Gadwalis.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So there was this always that lack of identity at the end of exactly who are we and what is our culture. It's this great thing people keep talking about. It's a great culture, X and Y and Z. But where is it? Who else follows all of this? And when you go back to Kashmir, yeah, this is more like it, but I'm not from here.
Yeah.
So it's a very surreal feeling. And I don't know if other people have felt like this, but I felt like this. It's sort of different. And it makes you want to believe that, I don't know whether it was good or bad, the whole migration thing. But it has rendered you more open to a lot of. And I think at the end of the day, today I have more acceptance for everybody. That it is not divided me at that level.
Rahul, it was really lovely talking to you, and you speak with a lot of fondness, and this is what I liked about this conversation that we are having. Thank you so much for doing this and finding time to do this. It was really nice.
Same here. You take.
You take care now. Bye. Bye.